Hello, hello, boys and girls. It's your man, comic book lover boy, or slash comic book lover man. Which one you like? It's my name. Okie dokie. I wonder how you've been doing. I've been doing okay. Uh, I've been hit up Whatnot a little bit, my comic book store, and some eBay finds. This is a Whatnot. This is actually a freebie giveaway out of a room and Whatnot. Uh, I believe I bought something out of that room, but they did giveaways, and that was the giveaway. And it took like an extra week for this to show up. I believe in my package did. It was like really weird when it showed up. I didn't know what was going on. And then I have this Stephen Platt cover. Uh, this is a special preview, and it's a flip book. And I'm not going to take it out, but it's Stephen Platt covers on both sides, but this is the better of the two, in my opinion. The other one is good too, but yeah, that was a cover by. You can't guess why. And this is a Carla Cohen Virgin variant cover, and I just thought that was like really good. It's kind of like sexy with not being too sexy, and kind of creepy all at the same time. I really like that. She's like one of my favorite artists now. Now this is a very cover by sexy cover. I will not read this comic book. This was just a cover by. And this is another Carla Cohen cover. And it's limited to 100 foil cover. And yes, I think that is a beautiful cover. She can draw a female human body very well. Very, very well. And let's see. This was Macari. Yeah, I got that off of Macari. I got that off of eBay. And the other one was Whatnot. Now, this is an eBay buy. This is a small run that I got. I'm going to take these because it will probably take up the whole space with this small run. But I have started watching YouTube channels with like old lore from Warhammer 40K. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they sell comic books for Warhammer. So I went down the rabbit hole and I found the first appearance of Warhammer in comic books, and I got that. And then I was looking to buy some more. I wanted to read a little bit more on it. And I got this small run for like $20. And evidently it's a fairly good deal for the condition they're in and the amount of money I paid for them. But yeah, they are definitely worth reading. I very much enjoyed them. Okay, I got Warhammer 40K #1. Now, it does have a little bit of a scrape on the cover right there, but other than that, it is in excellent condition. This one, #2, excellent condition. Just a little bit of a rub here and a little bit of a rub at the corner there. And I mean, yeah, that's very nice. #3, really nothing to point out on #3. Very cool condition. #4, very cool condition. Number 5, a very cool condition. And that is still, all that stuff is still in there. Number 6, very good condition. Yeah, I was just super pleased with this run. I was like, oh my gosh. Number 7, very good condition. And number 8, very good condition. Now, if you haven't read Warhammer, it's an acquired taste, but I think it's really cool, but I had already been introduced to the lore of Warhammer listening to YouTube channels and stuff, and it's evidently a board game played with these little bitty metal pieces and little figurine statues that they paint up really nice with detail that, probably takes a long time to do. You got to respect people that do that kind of stuff and have that kind of patience. This was, where did I get this at? This was Whatnot. I got that for $2. It's another flip book, actually. Pantha and Vampirella on the other side. If you ever tried to buy Pantha, the limited covers or stuff, you know how hard they are. And this one is actually hard to get a hold of, too. This one I had, and I traded it away, and then I kicked myself in the butt for it. But my local comic book store still had a one still in the bag, still with the card and everything. And I've left it in the bag with the card. I'm not sure what I'm going to do quite yet about that. If I'm going to pull it out and press the comic book to get that bag crease out of the back. I don't know. I'm halfway throwing around the idea to pull it out of the bag, press it, get it in good shape, and send the card in and have the card graded and have the comic book graded too, so I can have them side by side. And yeah, this Magic the Gathering comes from a really cool card game that people play. I personally have not played it. I have no idea about the rules. Everybody says you should play it, it's addictive, and I'm like, oh, I already collect comic books. I don't need another addiction. Lady Killer, number 4. This was also from my local comic book store. I got number 1 from there, and I had number 3, and now I got number 4. Now I got to get number 2. Is that all? I believe it's a 1 through 4. It might be a 1 through 5. But I was going to wait until I had them all, and then I was going to read them and do a follow-up and give you my opinion on this series and let you know if it was good or bad. In my opinion, rate the interior art, exterior art on all the covers, and just, give you a roundabout what I thought of it. Now, this is Atlas Comics number 2, The Tarantula. Now, these are like, I believe in the 60s and 70s, these came about. They just didn't stick. But each series has quite a bit of a run on it. And I've been trying to grab these when I can. These are actually a pretty good read. You know, he's kind of like a mocked up Spider-Man, but more horrible looking. And I liked it. Liked it a lot. I read it, and I got this one too. And both of these come from my local comic book store. I did a deep dive into his independent bin, which I do every couple of months because he's constantly adding new stuff. And this one's actually worth some money. It's like $25. I got it for $5, and it's actually in really good condition. This one, on the other hand, number 2, not so much good condition. You can see like the difference in the vibrance of the colors and everything. This one has been really loved by dirty hands. This one, not so much. And another one from my local comic book store, Fight Club 2 Ash Can. This is the free one they gave out. Just like oddball comic books, and I can't find it in the price guide anywhere. So yeah, they have this cover as a number 1 for the Fight Club 2, but no free. They didn't list the free Ash Can one. So yeah, I like these oddball ones. This one is Damaged, number 1 Ash Can. I keep forgetting the name of that. I have like 4 or 5 of them, and it's not Damaged. I don't know what. I think the company is called Damaged, or the comic book company. The run that it is showing is it's about a clown, this CIA agent that has a mental breakdown and dresses up as a clown and goes around starting to kill all his old partners. It's a really dark series, but this is evidently the Ash Can to that. The series never went anywhere, but I was like, what the heck? I've never seen this before, and it's unique, and I wanted it. And this is, I have number 1, and this is from my local comic book store. Now I have number 2 of 5, Gunfighters in Hell. And I want to get the rest of them. I want to get the alternate number 1 cover as well. I got the regular. This is the regular number 2. I don't know if it's an alternate or not to this. It probably is. But, yeah, at this time, a lot of the independents were doing a cover A and a cover B. They're mostly independents started that extra cover. And I think later on they regretted it, since when Marvel got a hold of it and started doing it, and DC, they blew it out of proportion beyond belief. This is Monsters Parade number 1. This I got off of eBay on an auction, and I got it for like $25. And it lists as like $100 and something comic book. I have not read it yet, but it has all kinds of, like, it was a great comic book and stuff. And it's a one-shot, so I will read this and I will give my review on it as well. So expect that. I'm going to put that in my review pile that I've started. And I will start giving reviews of comic books pretty soon. And actually, today will be my first review. Now, Alien Encounters don't need a review. This is good old horror, 80s horror that you just love. It's weird and just, it's everything a good sci-fi horror should be. And I love it. Everybody loves them, actually, I think. Alien. I'm trying to get all of them. These two, Marilyn Monroe cover and this cover, were both off of eBay, which, yeah, I got a good deal on both of them in excellent condition. So far, I've been doing really good on the quality of the comic books I've been getting. I'm going to put this one over here for right now. And I got two graded comic books that I want to show you. Now, this was not a cover by, well, it is and not, but I just like that one. Mrs. Fury in the bathtub, wearing gloves, taking a bath, you know. It doesn't show anything, but it's sexy and cute at the same time. And it was the cover I wanted. A 9.6, I'm not going to cry about a 9.6, that's for sure. CBS. Everybody's like, well, you should have got a CGC. And I'm like, I don't. You know, graded's graded. I think more or less they all follow the same rule, and if I get something graded, I go through EGS comic books. They're cheap, and they do not mess around when it comes to the grading. I've heard a lot of people say, you know, CGC, you resubmit and hope you get a loose Larry. That will just, you know, throw a 9.6 or a 9.8 on your comic book. People will resubmit a book and resubmit a book until they get the grade they want. You know, that's just, I dare you to try that with EGS, because you're going to get the same grade over and over and over again. And they go over your book with a fine-tooth comb, and they write down in notes everything that's wrong with your book. They, like I said, they do not mess around. If CGC would do that, I imagine they would have a lot more business. But a lot of people have to go online and find out what's going on. EGS sends that little sucker with, you know, a copy of that little note with all the check marks of why your book got the grade it got. And it's kind of hard to argue when you do that, and you'll get that same piece of paper back if you yank that thing out of the case, and you better hope you don't damage it, because you're going to even get a lower grade then. So I don't care if it's CBC, EGS, CGC, you know, whoever. All of them grade about the same. I think EGS on being difficult, don't mess around. Okay, this is a CGC Universal Grade, Mule High Graphics. It's called I, Lucifer, and no, it's not spelled like Lucifer the Devil. And I think it's issue 6 that he changes it to Poison L's, because there's a running gag in the comic book, or in this book, about him always getting mad at people, going, what, like the devil? And he gets mad and No, not like the devil. My name is not spelled like the devil, you know. But you got to read the book to understand the running gag, and a lot of people pass the book over because of the name, so they changed the name to Poison Owls. And it's only later on that people go back and buy them and read them and like, oh, okay, I understand. It's kind of a running gag thing in the book. But these are a magazine that I'm replacing slowly but surely. This one I bought graded because it was actually the best option for me. The rest of them were in horrible condition, and one of them was in even worse. I mean, just like a 9, I'd say a 9.0 at best, 8.5, and he wanted almost double what I paid for this. So I was so happy to get this, and number 3 is harder to get than number 1. They were thinking about canceling the series on number 3, and they did their lowest print run on 3. And actually, number 1 started to take off a little bit when they printed this. And number 4, they went back up to their regular print run again. So this one in itself is harder to get than a number 1. And I was happy to get this one. There's a lot of haggling and a lot of doggone talking to get this, and I'm very happy with the price I paid with it. And I'm very happy to have it back because at a point in my life, I had to sell my collection, not of my own volition, but more or less forced into selling it. And I'm just at a point in my life now that I can slowly regather stuff that was lost to me or taken away from me. And I'm really happy about that. Alright, let's move this. And today's last book. And this is the alternative cover to this run. The number 1 of this doesn't look anything like this. I fell in love with this cover. I love horror covers. I love horror books. But saying that, I read this run. I finally have them all. This was the one I was missing, a number 1, and instead of getting a regular number 1, I got this number 1. Now there's one more alternate number 1 that I might get, but this one is the one that, oh man, the camera doesn't do it justice on how well it's done. Now, saying that, I read 1 through 4 of these, and I did not like the art. The cover art sucked. I give the cover art maybe a 4 minus on each issue. On a scale of 1 to 10, yeah, 4 minus. They did not try at all, and they could have made this story so much better. And the art, the interior art, I give it a 2 or 3. I'm going to say maybe a 2.8 on art. Interior art was like, oh my gosh, it was so horrible. It was all drawn so dark, and the characters were, it looked like where you take a picture of somebody and digitally turn it into a drawing. How can computer convert a face into a drawing? And they did, I believe it was Lucy Liu, and the boy that was in number 2, The Fly, his face as the character. I believe the girlfriend was the girlfriend, and I just, uh, uh, the writing was not real good. It wasn't very suspenseful. It was long and drawn out on stuff it shouldn't have been long and drawn out on. Uh, they just, I don't know, they just made it very uninteresting. It didn't catch your eye. Didn't get that. Ooh, I can't wait to turn the page. You're like, oh no, I see this coming. This sucks. So on a writing scale, I'm going to give it a 2.8 on writing at best, and on art for the A covers, I give it a 4 on all the covers. Nothing spectacular. They didn't go out of their way. And it was just something that seemed like they put together to make some money. The only good thing about this series was this cover right here. And yeah, I love that cover. Other than that, nothing spectacular. So if you're looking to read The Fly Outbreak and you want to trust my opinion, you pass that one on by. I will be doing reviews of other books and other little series and maybe slight runs in a series. But yeah, I will be giving you my critique. And I will be letting you go now. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe and hit the bell and give me a note. Let me know if you liked it or not. A thumbs up, thumbs down. Any kind of feedback is cool feedback. And thank you for being here. This is Comic Lover Boy / Man out.